Stayed here last night at the Goddard shelter. Awesome shelter. It has room for about 8. Lots of tent sites, man. There were a ton of people here last night. A lot of weekenders. All up on the side of the mountain. We're about 0.3 miles below the summit of Glastenbury. It's a beautiful mountain right here. But yeah, there were at least 20 people here last night. Only like 3 sleeping in the shelter. Great tenting spots. The mountain's just beautiful. What a beautiful place. Excellent shelter. The best water so far. Beautiful spring. Great privy. But anyway, so this is actually the beginning of day 5. But I didn't do any filming last night. I was just beat climbing up this this mountain. This last 0.7 was just a bear. So just kind of chilled out when I got in last night. But feel pretty good. Planning to go about 9 miles today. Terrain should be a little less daunting in terms of elevation. And scheduled to get into Manchester Center on Monday. So anyway, I'm gonna this will be kind of the closeout for day 4, and then we'll pick up day 5. 0.3 here to the top of Glastenbury. We'll be on the there's a lookout tower up there, so I plan to climb that, see if we can get some good views, and I'll check in up there. See ya. All right, guys. Beginning of day 5. Just left Goddard shelter. It's about a 0.3 climb right out of the gates. Kind of not great for the sore legs, but heck, I'll be over here in a minute. So yeah, 0.3 to the top of Glastenbury Mountain. Sorry for the heavy breathing, but it's the first climb up today. Anyway, so yeah, when we get up here, this is not a mountain that has a great view from ground level, but there is a tower up here, fire tower, which should give us some great views. So as soon as I come over the top here in just a minute, I'm gonna climb this tower, see what it's looking like. I think I can just start to see the tower now. I gotta tell you though, this Glastenbury Mountain so far, probably just absolutely the most beautiful scenery. The smell right now coming off of these fir trees is unbelievable. It's like Christmas. I got a little chilly last night, really windy, which was nice because it kept the bugs at bay for at least the sleeping hours, where they came right back though this morning with a vengeance. Also, right as you get into the shelter, I think I mentioned this earlier, there's a fantastic spring. Tiny, but good output and the best tasting water so far in Vermont. So let's see what we got here. So this is what it looks like when you get to the top. Yeah, really no views from the summit, but fortunately we got this, and I'm about to go up there. But I'll leave my pack down here. See you in a minute. Wow. Unbelievable. 360. Woo! Supposed to be able to see 4 states. I'm gonna have to figure out here in a minute, just kind of get my bearings, but apparently you can see Great Lock in Massachusetts. Today. Maybe not so clear to get to New Hampshire, but we'll see. Should be able to see some New Hampshire, New York, and of course some of what we've been doing here in Vermont and where we're going. Unbelievable. You know, these fire towers always come at obviously at the end of a long ascent, or at least an ascent. It's worth the climb. Drop your pack and head on out. Let me give you a little bit of perspective of the height we're at. I'll tell you, these trees that you see right in front of me, completely obstructed view, no view at all if it were not for this fire tower. There we go. Can't see my pack, I'll put it underneath. It's awesome, man. This is where you do it. You know, once in a while someone will ask me, that's one of my students, or someone just on Facebook or something like that. And why do you do this? Why do you want to go out there and hike and stink for 5 days, 3 days? This is it right here, man. This is the reason. The payoff. Kicking your tail is the only way to get to this point right here. It's the only way to stand at this spot. And it's 100% worth it. And this is really just the start of the greens, to be honest with you. Tomorrow we'll be on top of Stratton. Get another good view up there. And then it's on to the higher peaks of northern Vermont, God willing. My body holds out. There's some beautiful ponds out there. I was trying to see yesterday. Oh, there they are. Got a view of some windmills. And now you can see them. You can see them out there in the distance. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. Really may not show up on this, but really cool. Well, Florida boys don't see windmills very often. So anyway, we'll check back in later. Alright, so that was awesome. I gotta tell you, man, do not come to one of these fire towers and decide not to climb the fire tower. I know there was a gentleman who came through the shelter last night and was leaving. No, he actually just stopped off yesterday at the shelter, and he's like, oh, I don't have patience to stop. And I think, boy, if he did not stop here and take that look, what a big mistake, I think. But anyway, everybody hike your own hike. So good timing. Boy, I could stay up there all day, but if you don't come down, you don't get moving, you don't move anywhere. So plan is to go to gosh, I want to say the name of the shelter, Spring Story, maybe. It's about 9 miles up. Planning on Monday being in Manchester Center, staying at the Green Mountain House. Already made a reservation for that. And then so we'll get in there after, I'll get in after probably a 10-mile day. I'm guessing afternoon. And then I'm going to take a 0 Tuesday to get everything done. Laundry, rest up a little bit, resupply, eat some pizza, eat a huge burger, eat maybe some pancakes, and have several IPAs. And then I'll be back on the trail. Alright guys, well, I'm going to try to video a little bit more today. We'll see if we get some good views. And certainly we'll check in before too long. Alright, so coming down Glastenbury, and just dawned on me, man, this is day 5, so it's now officially my longest hike. Hopefully it'll get a lot longer, but at least we've hit that milestone. Man, it's weird, you know, when I was planning to come out here, I just couldn't wait to get out here, and I'll tell you, I'm so happy being here right now. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's nothing like being, you know, sleeping out in the woods, and it's great. This is definitely the place to be. However, when you're at home planning, you don't think about missing home. So, yeah, it's definitely, it gets to be after 4 or 5 days, a little tough to be away from family. Cecilia and Stephen and Maria, but fortunately I've had good enough connectivity to stay in touch with them one way or another here in the past few days, and I know everybody's doing great, so I appreciate them being patient enough to let me come out here. That's awesome. If it wasn't, I tend to be a kind of a big picture guy. It's easy to plan these big adventures, but Sometimes the details are things that I don't necessarily think about. Like all of the things that keep going at home while I'm gone. And so Maria is really the one that holds all that together and makes this possible. So, man, I appreciate that so much. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going here. I think it's gonna be mostly there are a few speed bumps along the way, but I think it's gonna be mostly a downhill day. I don't even know where I'm putting the camera here as I go down. I'm trying not to kill myself, but check that out, man. Every once in a while I've been seeing these beautiful flowers. I have no idea what they are, but they're beautiful. Okay, great day. It's supposed to get warm here in the next couple days. Not really looking forward to that because it's been perfect hiking weather, but we'll check in later. See you. All right, man, I tried to hold out, but on this last section where the black flies just got too annoying. So this head net is like a godsend. Probably should have been wearing it the last 2 days, but highly recommend, man, if you're coming out here, particularly in June, get yourself a head net. Well worth it. I'm not sure how much this one's going to make a difference. This is a Sea to Summit, and it is treated. There's a Sea to Summit. You choose Sea to Summit treated, Sea to Summit not treated. It's like a $5 difference. So not sure how much the treating of the net works, but for $5, it's well worth the try. I'm sorry if the camera's kind of wiggling here. I'm working my way around a tricky spot here. Rocks and mud. Don't want to show you a fall, so try to get to this spot here. All right, so about 3.3 to the shelter. We'll check in again here shortly. I just passed a view. I should have probably showed something from that, but I was just kind of cameling up on some water. There was a pretty tough climb right before it. So anyway, I think I've got mostly downhill, maybe a little hiccup here and there, but mostly downhill from here on out for today. We'll check in later. All right, so we're just a few tenths of a mile out of camp, but I wanted to start filming here because we're coming up on this beaver bog, which is pretty cool. Hoping to see beavers, man. The other day after I left one of these areas, one of the other guys saw a bunch of beavers. That water's about the same level I'm standing right now. Thought that might be a beaver standing out there in the water, but apparently not. All right, I'll walk around a little bit. If I see any, I'll start filming again. Hey, this is the morning of day 6. I was camped right here where I'm standing last night, and about 4:30 this morning I heard some moving around. The sun was already coming up. Heard some moving around in the shelter behind me. No one was sleeping there last night, but a bunch of us hung our food bags in the shelter. I thought the noise was just someone getting an early start. Apparently some animals got in there. Looks like it was probably big enough to be a bear. Got in there, a few bags were shredded. My bag, Z-Pack's bag, I guess they couldn't get into, was completely gone. Another hiker had one of those white bear-proof bags, completely gone. Had her stove and everything in it. So I was planning to go into town tomorrow 0 on Tuesday. Looks like we're gonna have to catch a ride into town today. Fortunately, there's a road crossing about 3.5 miles up, so completely out of food right now, but all will be well here shortly. So just gonna have to restock, but I had to resupply anyway, but I wasn't planning on buying a new food bag. Lesson learned, hang that food in a tree. All right, well, I'll check in later. All right, guys. Well, it's been a long day. As you saw before, Story Spring Shelter, I believe, is where we were this morning. There were about 20 people camped there. No one stayed in the shelter, and several of us made a big mistake by hanging our bags, our food bags, in the shelter. And I woke up this morning, first one up in camp, and found a bunch of the bags destroyed. And my bag was gone. There was a girl who had Marta, who's also through hiking the long trail, had one of those really heavy duty, I can't remember the name now, but one of those heavy duty bear proof bags. Got some motorcycles going by. I'll wait a second. And her bag was also gone. So needless to say, we had to come off the trail today. We got a ride. There were some weekenders there. Awesome guys, Buddha and Mikey. I'll post a picture here with them. But they gave us a ride into Bennington, so we kind of backtracked a little bit back into Bennington, where several of us will take a shuttle tomorrow to Manchester Center, where we'll pick up the trail, because there's an outfitter there, and we'll be able to get new food bags and stuff like that. Unfortunately, coming out today, I also slipped on a rock and damaged one of my Black Diamond trekking poles, so I'm gonna have to get that fixed, since I use those not only as trekking poles, which are absolutely necessary, but also as my tent poles. So we were planning on zeroing. A few people were planning on zeroing at the Green Mountain House. Really looked forward to that. Been hearing a lot of good things about that. Unfortunately, won't be able to do that this time. We're staying at the Catamount Hotel that you can see here behind me. Pretty good, hiker friendly, mostly hikers staying here tonight. It's $54 for a single room, plus tax, comes out to about $48. It's really close to downtown Bennington. Lots of good places to eat. Went back to Raimunto's, where I ate a few days ago, and had some more pizza and a few IPAs. And now I'm working on crushing some iced tea and a big bag of combos. So just trying to enjoy these few hours. The guys here at the Catamount for $4 will do all your laundry. So I got all the laundry done. I got to go out back. I cleaned out my shoes. Been having those dry in the sun. So I'll be ready to hit the trail again tomorrow. It's going to be a short day. So today was a Nero. Tomorrow will be a Nero, because we'll have to spend some time in Manchester Center, kind of getting retooled. Probably maybe get as far as Bromley tomorrow, not sure. But I'll be checking in tomorrow from Manchester Center, and then along the trail tomorrow. So I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I just posted, spent a few minutes in there posting day 2 and day 3. May try to do day 4 and 5 from Manchester Center tomorrow, but of course by the time you see this, those videos will already be up, and hopefully you'll get a chance to take a look at them. So anyway, from the Catamount Hotel in room 4, I'm gonna sign off for the evening, and I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow. See ya.